Hey everybody, how we doing? Assemble Gaming. You join us here at the stand in Atlanta, and we're about to fly northeast to Washington. We're in the Boeing 737 MAX. I've been flying this the last couple of nights and just wanted to squeeze in another upload to the channel using this fab aircraft. Let's get it in the air. Okay, bit of a cold start. We are on the Xbox Series S. Let's get rid of the columns. Okay, let's get it fired up. Quick as you like. Okay, we're going to do our standard lights. So we're going to go wing on, collision on, position on, strobe on, logo on. We're going to go for taxi. Get that on at the minute. We don't need landing lights. We're going to just increase the brightness slightly here of this panel above us. We're going to go down to smoking, switch that on, fasten seat belts on. Don't need anything else there. All good. Requested pushback. Got some pushback going on, although I don't know where the tow truck is. It hasn't turned up, but we are pushing back nevertheless. Got Delta Airlines to our right, and we've got a Neo to our left. This is Delta Airlines hangar over there. That's cool. Okay, we are going to load up the legs and the computer. There you go, FMS. Let's get a little bit of lighting going on. Okay, let's turn up the brightness. Sorry, my mouse went a bit skew with then. Let's turn up the brightness of that other display. Awesome. Okay, so flood. Don't really. Put a little bit of light on there. Okay, all good. Right, so we are moving. So we're going to squeeze past these Neos. We're going to make our way out to our hold position. Plenty of aircraft around. I'm going to head up here, I think. Actually, yep, we are. Cool. We got to just follow the line. Awesome. Just loving the 737 MAX at the minute. Delta, loving the hangar. Looking cool. Is that generic? Yeah, we've got one generic livery there. Just been trying to collect liveries and aircraft and all sorts, just so that we don't have loads of generic liveries at stands. Okay, so let me just think, what do we need to do? I know, we need to check in my ATC, don't we? Okay, taxi to and hold short runway 27 right via taxiway. Cool, symboled 317X. Awesome. Got some custom views for you. The wing view left at wing view right. Oh, it is Frontier. Awesome. So we're just making our way out now. Do love that wing view. I actually just saved that. Just pushed it back a little bit more. There we go. Can I just push this one back? Oh, it's a bit long, that one, isn't it? We'll go for that one or that one? Let's go for that one. Saved. Awesome. We're just flying past these deltas. Tons of cool views for you. More wing views. Got the undercarriage there. Love the effect on the engines there. Looks like we've got wobbly wheels, doesn't it? Been trying my best to get the best quality recording for the channel. Just making our way out. You can see here that we have got a map. It's a kind of rough map, if you like, of the airport. good. I'd love to have my ATC chatter on here, but it's only on the PC. I'm afraid I can have that. I can't really run it on here. Which is a bit of a shame. Love looking at the aircraft parked up at the side. Right. All good. Hangars. So yeah, it's a fairly short flight this. This is Atlanta to Washington. A little bit of an overcast day. We'll see how we go. One thing I do love about this 737 MAX is the 4 screens here. Just love how it's got all the information on the screens. Controversial aircraft, of course. There's been a couple of crashes in this in the past. It's knocked its reputation somewhat, but I love it in the sim. I love it. Very agile aircraft. Okay, when we vacate the runway, we are going to cruise up to an initial altitude of 10,000 feet, flight level 100. So the reason that I'm playing this on the Xbox Series S is because I am desperately trying to get hold of a decent, steady frame rate. So when I play this on my PC, I get stuttering and graphics lag, and tons of people report about this on forums and whatnot. It's the most frustrating thing ever, so I've invested in an Xbox Series S to try and give me at least a decent frame rate, which it seems to be doing. That windsock's not too bad, it's not too windy. So yeah, happy about that. But once we get airborne, I'll get into the whole sort of PC versus Xbox conversation. Let you explain the reasoning, more of the reasoning why I've done what I've done, and invest in an Xbox Series S and just put a flight sim on it. So, but as you can see, I'm really happy with how this looks. It looks fantastic. So yeah, let's see how we go. We'll get into position, get into a taxi position, and we'll hold short. We'll wait for our clearance, proceed on to the runway, check out the thrust, engines, power, flaps, and we'll swiftly get on our way. Take it up to V1, then we'll rotate, get a positive rate of climb, gear up, and we will proceed on to the flight path. Just getting into position now on the runway. This is 27 right at Atlanta. Fly Delta jets. Just going to get ourselves into position, just check out the map. You see here that we're lining up perfectly straight. Once we do that, we'll just pause the brake slightly. There we go. All good. Flaps. All good. Let's just tune into ATC, make sure that we are all happy. Taxi 2, hold short. Awesome. Okay, we're not heard anything from ATC, so what I will do is let's just nudge myself Let me just nudge myself forward a little bit. Sometimes I've noticed this can trigger the ATC, so let me just nudge it forward a little bit. Apply a little bit of power. Just release that parking brake. Clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, runway 27 right, symbol 317 X-ray. Okay, we are clear for takeoff. Okay, let's apply thrust. Awesome. Goodbye, Atlanta. V1 and rotate. Positive rate climb. Gear up. And we are airborne, folks. Oh, let's get the taxi. Where are we? Taxi, taxi, taxi. Light off. Awesome. Just make sure position anti-collision off. Awesome. Up into the cloud. Get a view. Let's look back. Oh, there's Atlanta. Quiet aircraft. Atlanta lost in the cloud. Amazing. Current flight level 038, expecting flight level 131. Let's switch this over to plan. Probably just need to zoom out a bit. I can never remember which way this goes. There we go. Zoom in one more? No, there we go. Similarly, let's just zoom out a little bit there. That'll do. All good. Awesome. Bit of blue sky. Current passing flight level 059. Expecting flight level 131. Whilst we're going through the cloud, let's just check the VFR map. See Atlanta there to the south. Here we go. Pretty much heading northeast all the way up. It's quite a fair old journey actually, didn't realise it was that far. Coming to Washington. So I'm going to crack on to the next waypoint, which is currently 200 nautical miles exactly. So now that we're airborne, I'll just chat to you a little bit about this reasoning behind the Xbox Series S version. Like I say, steady frame rate, that's number one. Bit of a go-to platform for flying. I've always done flight sims, but it's just quite nice to have a dedicated platform that is supported to run flight sims on. I understand that with my PC version I can obviously get higher quality graphics and stuff through the RTX card, but just the stuttering and graphics lag is just does my head in. Such a shame. Even with the DLSS, still exactly the same, just stuttering and rubbish. Very frustrating. So I've ended up buying one second-hand Xbox Series S on eBay, 150 quid. Purchased the Game Pass, cost me £1 for the first month. Downloaded the standard edition Microsoft Flight Sim. Made sure that it ran solidly after installing all the updates and all the bits and pieces. I've had some fun with that, but I've managed to narrow down where issues lie and found ways around it. I then proceeded to buy, and I wouldn't always recommend this, I proceeded to buy the Professional Edition, Deluxe and Professional Edition I think it's called. So I purchased that, but I'm still part of the Game Pass. Now, as I understand it, if I cancel my subscription to Game Pass, I actually cancel the fact that I'm able to play Microsoft Flight Sim. So that, I think, might have been a mistake. I should have bought this as a standalone digital game without pass, without anything. I need to look into that, but that's what I believe. I also have bought a number of add-ons, like tons of add-ons for the Xbox. I bought aircraft, I bought liveries, I bought enhanced textures for the asphalt and tarmac around airports. I bought static traffic for airports. I've bought airports. I have purchased enhanced lighting, weather presets, the whole shooting match. I mean, what has happened? It's made me realise, for those of us that like to get involved in flight sims and whatnot, especially on the Microsoft platform, you have to spend a tidy fortune. I mean, on top of buying an Xbox Series S, I probably spent another couple £100 on just buying add-ons. I mean, it's nuts, absolutely nuts, to be able to bring quality, flight sim content, if you like, to my channel. I'm having to spend serious money, and I don't think people realise. Similarly, even if it was on the PC, you'd have to spend that amount of money just to shift it away from that default base flight sim. You want to give it a little bit of character. You want the lighting to look enhanced when you're flying in at night. You want the airports to look the best they can be. You want your aircraft that stands. This is glitchy. Not going to deny, this is glitchy, and it's widely reported. It crashes, it goes back to the Xbox home screen, it's even crashed on my PC and gone back to desktop. Jeez, it's proper high maintenance simulation, this, proper. What I have found, I will pass on, what I have found to be the issue of it crashing and whatnot, as I understand it, is multiplayer. So what you see here, I don't have multiplayer enabled, but I have got live traffic. So I think it monitors where live aircraft is in the world, and it'll place it in the sim, which is fine. I haven't got multiplayer on, partly because I don't want idiots and dickheads and bloody 737s doing loop over Manchester Airport. Can't be arsed with that. I want it looking as real as it can. I also have been playing this with live weather switched off, because I've noticed, especially flying, well, I've been doing a lot of flying in the States as I'm recording this, with live weather, and I've noticed it just bombing out and just quitting, just stop, quit, bang, go straight back to desktop. You might be coming into land after a 2-hour flight, you might be investing a huge amount of time in it, and bang, straight away, quits. I've turned live weather off, I've turned multiplayer off. I'm using preset weather conditions. It's an add-on that I have purchased. It gives me a whole variety of preset weather. And no multiplayer. No multiplayer. I've got static aircraft, which is an add-on you can buy in Marketplace, and it places aircraft at the various airports where you take off and land. Gives it that bit more realistic feel. But yeah, you know, I would love to see loads of aircraft as I'm flying. But I have got multiplayer turned off in this to try and somehow prevent crashing, glitches, mainly crashing really, because it's just horrendous. It's the most annoying thing. I do not understand why, but for me it seems to be a lot more solid. It plays a lot more solidly without multiplayer. I just don't know what Microsoft's playing at, but anyway, that's where I'm at, that's what I'm doing. I've got a professional version on the PC, which gives me better quality through the RTX card, but stutters and lags. And I've got the Xbox Series S version, which, you know, the graphics are acceptable, don't get me wrong, absolutely acceptable. Gives me a solid frame rate, which is fantastic. There's hardly any stuttering in this at all, no matter where I place my cameras, you know, because I'm using a keyboard and mouse here. Using the mouse to move around, you can see how quickly and it reacts. It's brilliant. What can I say? So I've invested more time and money into content on Xbox as opposed to the PC at the minute. So I'm using the PC to record and stream out content as opposed to playing on it currently. So it's a powerful machine. That's my reasoning behind my PC version and my Xbox version. What you're watching here is Xbox Series S. Love to know your comments. What do you play it on? Do you mainly play it on PC? Do you prefer the PC? Do you have issues? Does it crash? Does it have graphics lag? What do you make of it? How do you feel about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 compared to the new X-Plane that's come out? I have got X-Plane, X-Plane 11. X-Plane 11 for me is for people who really want to get into understanding the whole mechanics of aircraft, understanding what every single toggle and every single button, what it does and how it affects the aircraft. The good thing I like about Microsoft Flight Simulator is when you're learning, you can put things on auto, you can let the AI fly the plane, you can just, it's just an easier journey to get into flight sim, I think, but it's buggy. It's buggy. What I do like is X-Plane's frame rate. I think that's really good. Like I say, I've got X-Plane 11, I don't have the new one. I did actually install that a couple of days ago actually, just to compare it to this. I loved it. I just couldn't invest the time in understanding what every single button does on the flight deck. I mean, I've got an idea here of what everyone does, but it's taken a long time for me to get that knowledge. But in terms of actually doing a full cold start to taking off, I'd have to go through a whole big learning curve. So that's how it is. You know, if you're technically minded, a little bit like me, you could invest the time to learn it, which is great, and that's what I do love about simulation games. It's what I love about Microsoft Flight Sim. I love the technical aspect to it. Anyway, where are we? What we're doing? Right, we are flight level 291, and we are expecting 351. Okay, so we're going up to 35,000 feet. The aircraft is feeling pretty cool. Very clear weather. Let's check out the VFR. This plane moves, it does shift pretty quickly. Okay. We're on our way to Bravo Oscar November Zulu Echo. I was going to say bronze there, but it's actually bonds. That's our next waypoint. Transition point. Okay, so we're going to continue up to bonds. It is. Got a couple of waypoints: birch, henby, pigs. We'll continue all the way up to our wonderful destination. Interesting to see how this works out. So it's an ILS landing, this one, but yeah, making good progress, just let the plane do its thing. Awesome. Got the winds behind us coming left to right slightly, sort of heading in a northeasterly direction, so it's kind of pushing us along really in that sense. Let's see if I can just zoom in a little bit on that. I can. There we go. So that's what I do love about these screens. Very visual, give you all the information you need. Fantastic. How about an external view? Let's get an external view. There she is, Delta. Love that iridescence on the engines. Love the sharklets split in the wing. So I was reading this morning that this across quite a few different carriers. So you've got Ryanair use it, American Airlines use it, Delta use the Boeing 737. It's about 800,000 flying hours accumulated on this aircraft. I know it's had a sketchy past with a couple of air incidents. I'm not sure whether that's been down to software failure or software malfunction. Oh, I didn't realise it had the logo underneath. Cool. Cool. I like it. I do like this aircraft. It's not too big. Not too small, very agile, very fast. I like it. What's your favourite aircraft? That would be quite cool to know. Drop me a comment, let me know. I was flying the Airbus A320 for quite a while, so I was getting used to that, and then I jumped ship onto this one the other night and I was like, wow, I do like it. Are we at top of climb yet? Not really, so nearly there. 361, expecting 370. What I'm trying to do also with the Xbox is just have that, just a solid platform that I can go to, switch on, click record, play, go. We're generating good content quickly for the channel. But I will say that every time I put multiplayer on, pretty much it's bombed out this. It's crashed. It's weird, don't understand why. I've got gigafast internet, so I've got like the fastest broadband, optical broadband I could get a hold of. Don't understand why it crashes out. Sometimes I just wish that software developers get the shit together. Stop releasing stuff that just bombs out. You know, you invest heavily in it, time and money, and it's not fit for purpose. What is going on? So annoying. God, look at that. It's like a sea of white. I think we reached the top of a climb now, so let's take off the smoking, let's take off the seat belts, walk around. This is a cool panel at night, it all lights up like orange. There's a cool custom view for you. Set this up yesterday it was, so I just thought it'd be quite cool to get an overall cockpit view whilst we're in flight. I think I've got another cockpit view which is a little bit more zoomed in, a little bit lower and zoomed in. Just bring that down a bit. There you go. I can just lift the camera up a little bit. Set at the top of the screen. It's not too bad, is it? That'd be worth saving that actually. Let's save that one. Will we save it? Yeah, go on. There we go, saved it. Alt 9, Alt 0. There you go. Great view of the throttle. Of course we can zoom down just using the mouse to see the sensor column. See rudder trim there. It is also displayed on my little tablet beside there for reasons, but I'm not quite too sure. Seems to be the only thing on there. Great panoramic views here. So this is just like the nose view. We can actually turn the camera around. We got the engine. That's a cool view, isn't it? Pretty awesome. And we are quite high up. Very high up. do love this view, but I can't believe how quiet it is. You can see the heat coming out the back of the engine. It's a great view with the sort of vapours coming out of the engine. Of course the air's pretty thin up here, as well as being cold. Let's see if we can get, there you go. Cool view, isn't it? I didn't realise it had Delta written underneath. Love it. Get back up on the flight deck. And I'm going to let you guys enjoy this view for a little bit, and then I'll catch up with you shortly. chaps just tuning in again, we are 1, 2, 3, 4 waypoints away, I think, from starting our descent, really. An interesting one, this one. So yeah, we'll follow ATC, keep an eye on the altitude, but yeah, we're starting to make some heady progress. We can see the runway ahead of us. Let me just zoom in a little bit more detail. So we're going to take a right hander, then a left hander, line ourselves up straight into the runway. Runway 01C, that's where we're headed. So, let's continue on our way. We've got Hemby, Pigs, Ayara, and round about Bojar, I think we'll start our descent there or thereabouts, I reckon. So, we're currently cruising at 370. Super high. Just check out the couple of the views. There you go, wing view. Love that blue sky. Okay, looking good. Okay. So let's catch up very, very shortly as we think about our descent. And if I can zoom in a little bit more here, let's just click. There we go. That's better. Henby, Pigs, Ayara, Bojar. We'll be there in no time. Hey everybody. So Washington ATC has just asked us to descend and maintain flight level 310. So as I suspected when we got to that waypoint, we are beginning our descent down into Washington. So we'll continue to follow ATC and the flight path, gradually bringing us down towards our final approach at Washington. So let's actually get the seatbelt sign back on. How quiet is this cabin? It's fantastic. Right, so we're beginning our descent now. Let's just zoom out a little bit. There we go. So we've got a little bit of a left turn, then a right turn, and then left straight onto the runway. We'll start bringing the aircraft down. Just passing flight level 332. Just one more little note from myself. This has got multiplayer switched off, okay? So this has got multiplayer switched off on the Xbox Series S. No crashes, hasn't done anything silly. Earlier on today when I tried this and had multiplayer on, bombed out to the Xbox default homepage. So, I don't know, take from that what you will. To me, it suggests that the multiplayer thing's broken, causes it to crash. So, anyway. No multiplayer on here, just AI, okay? Cheers. Descend and maintain flight level 230, symbols at 317 X-ray. Descend and maintain 17,000 feet, simuled 317 X. So ATC Washington is gradually bringing us down from our cruise altitude. Just keeping an eye on that altimeter there. Been flying for about an hour, which isn't too bad. Not too bad. So Washington asking us to continue to next waypoint, Masco. Continuing our descent down to 17,000 feet. We're hitting the clouds soon. Love that testing the lights, look. Washington Center, symbol 317 X-rays, passing flight level 195, descending 17,000 feet. Awesome. Silky smooth flying. We're about to bear left. Just coming up to the waypoint now. You can see on the ND display. See it changing. Starting to make a turn. Slowly coming around. See it dip down. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 1 Charlie approach via Charlie Sierra November. Transition clear to Charlie Sierra November. Symbol 317 X-ray. So I'm going to pick up the ILS. Got a warning. Let's just click that off. We don't want warning. Okay, so coming down to 5,000 feet. Can I just increase that a little bit? There's our transition point. You can see there, CSN. You see that there? So we can expect ILS runway 1C approach via that transition. So we need to get ourselves down to 5,000 feet. And we can expect to pick up the ILS for the runway ILS. So they're coming down fairly swiftly now, just passing flight level 144. Altitude bugged down to 5,000 feet. So you can see the 5 and the 10. I think that relates to 5 miles out, 10 miles out from the centre point, which is the transition point, CSN. Plane's just manoeuvring itself, just getting into position. So she's coming down 12,000 feet. Continuing to bring her down. Delta livery always looks so cool, doesn't it? What we got messages. Approach symbol 317X is at 11,700, descending 5,000 feet. Continue to Lucy as planned. Cool. So you can see here on the display, you see Lucy there in the middle? That's the next waypoint. So we should get down, hopefully, to a reasonable altitude. Hopefully it should be 5,000. Yeah, she's coming down. Just got to keep an eye on the ATC, the altitude, various different things. That is under 10,000 feet now, so passing 097 for 5,000. She's just turning around on the flight path a little bit more, straightening herself up. You can see there the pink line. Then we're going to make a left-hand turn, and that will bring us straight down onto the runway. Note here of the vertical and horizontal diamonds, so they need to be centrally aligned for us to make a good landing. Just coming down, passing 066. There we go, being asked to descend and maintain 3,900 feet, symbol 317. Okay, we're making a turn now to the left. Through the cloud. See how dark and gloomy it is underneath this cloud. So she's coming down. She's coming down. Let's just zoom in a little bit more. One more? Yeah, there we go. Cool. Oh, look at that cloud. Yeah, I do like to have the ATC notes open. You can see there now we're just aiming towards the pink line again. She's coming, as she's continuing to come down to 3,000. Where are we? What we're looking at? 3,000 something feet. I just saw it 2 seconds ago. 3,900. There you go. Descend and maintain 2,900 feet now. So we're coming down fairly swiftly. All steady. See the pink diamonds? She's making a proper turn now banking to the left. Lining ourselves up nicely on the path, flight path. I wonder if I can zoom in a bit more now. Let's just have a quick looky. Yes, we can. There we go. So we should start, once we get through this cloud, have a bit of a visual. We are currently sitting at flight level 030, or there or thereabouts. Okay, that's a gear down. Just turning a little bit more onto the flight path. Cleared ILS runway 1 Charlie approach, 1C, symbol 317X. Okay, so we should start to have a bit of a visual. Just coming down a little bit more now. Just guiding ourselves down. Not sitting too high. 2500. Okay, so now what I'm looking at is that black box there with the numbers in it. Decreasing, that's our true altitude. Oh god, low cloud, Jesus. Typically no visual. Just need it to be a little bit more lined up. She's not too bad actually. Just level off, bring her down. Gradually bring her down. I have my controller in my hand. It's just gradually nudging around. It's coming up to 1500 feet. God, that low cloud, so annoying. No visibility of runway yet. She's coming right down. That's the trouble, you see, you can be flying, nice blue sky, and you come into land, it's like, what? Visibility, rubbish. There you go, can see the lights now. There we go, let's just aim for that. She's right in the middle. Come on. These diamonds are aligned. She's coming right down. This is where you need your instruments. Really trust your instruments here. See the diamond now? That vertical one's aligned. She's just off a little bit, just slightly. But she's okay, she's okay. She's coming down. Washington, here we come. It's clearing a little bit the cloud. Just needs to line up a tad. Got 3 reds on Pappy. Just slightly, just ever so slightly nudge round. Dead centre now. That's it. Better. Okay, flaps 25. She's just drifting a little bit left. She's coming down. I'd like it to be a bit straighter though. Just turning her in, just lifting the nose up a little bit. 50, level her off. 30. There we got a bit of a manual landing. 20, just 10. Gently in the road. Come on down. She's down. She's down. Good job. Good job. That was a manual landing and a half, but we got it down safe and sound. We are at Washington. Oh, don't know what happened here. She's gone a bit crazy. That's that then. Oh my god. Oh, I know what it is. Hang on a sec. I know what it is. Sorry about that, folks. That was me. That was my I accidentally hit the escape key of the keyboard. Shit. It's just under my, I'm in my sim racing rig and it's underneath my gear stick. that was me, that. Apologies, apologies, apologies. Right, let's find out where we need to be. Awesome. Right, let's just find out where we need to be. Contact ground. Taxi to gates. Let's do that one. Okay, there we go. Taxi to gate. Bravo 75. Yeah, taxiway Yankee 2 Yankee Alpha Zebra Bravo. Okay, we are on our way. Let's just flick this off. We don't need that now. I'm well pleased with that landing, really. That was good. Obviously, like, autopilot and stuff takes you so far, but you have to manually just take over and just land the aircraft yourself. You just have to do it. Sometimes the wind can cause problems. Got some aircraft parts up there. Not seen that livery before. Cool. Polar. DHL. Okay. Cool. UPS over there. Oh, well chuffed with that. Well chuffed with that. No, that was good. That was good. Let's just zoom in a little bit. See here on the screen, I can actually zoom in. You can actually see our position on the airport. You see the airport map? It's pretty cool. Bit of a wing view. Quite an empty airport, really. Yeah, I don't have multiplayer running on this. It just causes me so much pain with it bombing out and crashing and whatnot. It's just so annoying. I just want to fly, land, see aircraft parked up, see traffic running about the airport. That's a cool big plane, isn't it? Plenty cargo aircraft, that's for sure. Got United over there. Yeah, I don't use a flight yoke either, actually, just so you guys are aware. I've just got my Xbox controller that I use. Use that for takeoff, landing, taxi. Got a mouse to the side of me too. Can control with left hand, use the control on left hand, use the mouse on the right. Bit weird, but that's how I do it. United there, all good. Just follow the taxiway around here to the left. I hate these. You see the lights, the green lights, like floating above the surface. That's irritating. It's another glitch. It's so annoying. Happens on. We're clear. Yeah, just make sure we're clear first. Yeah. Another glitch. Oh, we've got an aircraft taking off in front of us. We have. I did turn off. I turned off or decreased the value in terms of the traffic. Oh, we're over here. We're over here, I think. Aircraft is making its way out. We parked in here. No traffic. Got no airport traffic here. Slightly bizarre. This is where we're parking up, folks. Let's just nudge her into position. Let's get an external view for you. And that's us. Welcome to Washington. A little bit lacking in traffic somewhat, unusually, but it's quite funny. I'll have a look at my settings. Yeah, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, we'd really appreciate it, and even better, a sub. Join me in the next one, guys. Join me in the next one.